Who is Roki Sasaki? That's what we're having a look at today. I remember seeing this guy in the World Baseball Classic alongside Shohei, but I don't know much about him. I just know he's a pitcher. He's meant to be the next big thing. But we're here to find out all the info. Why is he not in the MLB? When is he coming to the MLB? Will he come to the MLB? There we go. Let's dive in and find out. Subscribe, like, comment. Helps the channel. Do it. Thank you.
Every baseball fan should learn the name Roki Sasaki.
This is a channel we've not reacted to before. Start Raven Sports. Go check it out in the description. Link's always there to all the original videos. Subscribe to the people who make these videos. Show some love.
The 21-year-old Japanese phenom is poised to break baseball. And depending on who you're talking to, he already is. Sasaki was the first overall pick at 18 years of age. He carries a career ERA of 1.94. He has thrown arguably one of the greatest perfect games of all time. He has helped lead his team and country to a WBC championship, and he has already shattered a record set previously by other than who? Shohei Ohtani. Roki Sasaki is already one of baseball's biggest enigmas, and his legend is growing every time he steps foot on the mound. Today, in association with Stark Raving Sports, I plan to help explain why Roki Sasaki should be a household name. What's up, everyone? My name is Dawson, but you can call me Icyvert. As always, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, as it only takes a second, and it allows us to keep doing what we love, and that is making videos for you guys to watch. Thank you. Roki Sasaki was born on November 3rd, 2001. His parents named him after the villain, Roki, from the Japanese Super Sentai show called Hayakaiju Sentai Garanger. And although the names are actually spelled differently, my uncultured white American self is not only going to have to apologize for butchering the show title, but I'm also going to assume that the names are actually pronounced the same exact way. So with that said, it makes sense as to why Roki is shaping up to be a villain or a demon on the mound, however you want to look at it.
I like that it's named after a villain, you know. There's too many guys named after heroes, you know, you Troys out there and that. Hercules. Not that I know anyone called Hercules, but you know, it's good to be named after a villain, isn't it? Something different. So, and he's a pitcher, so it only makes sense
something right there. Or
from
maybe
what
they
we've
just,
learned
maybe they
from
just knew
previous
something.
videos.
I can't really tell you, but anyways, jump skipping 10 years later to after the birth of Roki Sasaki. If you paid attention to the news in 2011, you may remember the Great East Japanese earthquake and tsunami that followed. I bring this up.
My man baited me there with the drama alert. I was going to say, you cannot say drama alert as news.
Because Roki was in the 3rd grade during this horrific disaster, and the resulting tsunami swept away his house and sadly killed his father and grandparents.
I never saw any footage
his mother, and his 2 brothers had to live in a nursing home during this recovery period. The family moved to the city of Ofanato the next year, and Sasaki began to turn to baseball. He has said that this decision was made because, quote, I would lose myself for stretches of time, end quote. And like many others, sports helped Sasaki heal during this difficult stage of his life. Like many 15, 16, 17-year-old boys, Sasaki decided to go try out for his high school baseball team. And unlike many others, Sasaki was by far and away the most talented player on the entire team. Talent in baseball can be measured in many different ways, but for pitchers, especially at the high school level, it can be measured by how hard they throw. Sasaki was throwing pitches that were clocking in at 101 miles per hour, and these 101 mile per hour fastballs were 2 miles per hour faster than the previous high school baseball record in Japan. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, well, who the hell threw a 99 mile per hour fastball that held the previous record? And honestly, I tried to look it up, and all I got was a kid whose name is Shohei Ohtani. But yeah, I really promise I tried to look into Shohei Ohtani and figure out who the hell this high school kid is.
This is what I'm saying, but nobody got my sarcasm in the last video, guys. Come on. Who's Shohei Ohtani? Can someone please let me know?
But couldn't figure anything out, so if you know anything, please leave a comment. Sasaki dominated every moment of his high school career, but it abruptly ended with what some would call a mind-boggling decision by his manager to rest him in the qualifying game of the Japanese High School Baseball Championship, which is the biggest amateur sporting tournament in all of Japan, made up by 49 teams each year. So think of it kind of like the Little League World Series that we have every year. Immediately following his team's loss, Roki Sasaki would officially declare for the MVP draft.
Why though? Why was he rested?
Sasaki entered the 2019 MVP draft as the clear-cut #1 pick and had 4 teams damn near fighting for that first overall pick. But in the end, the Chiba Lot Marines won the lottery and selected Roki.
Yo, we gotta do a reaction to I nearly said Japanese MLB. That's not what it's called, is it? The Japanese Baseball League, whatever it is called. We gotta do a logo reaction. Look at that logo, man. Yo. Let's do that. We'll get that done soon, promise.
Roki Sasaki, thus beginning his pro career at just 17 years of age. Unfortunately, Sasaki wouldn't take the mound for the first time until 2021, as the Marines made the decision to shut down Roki for the 2020 COVID-shortened season that he would have debuted in originally. But he would hit the ground running on May 16th, 2021, in his first ever career pro league start, nearly 1.5 years after he was drafted. As a rookie, Sasaki proved he was going to be the face and future of the league, as he displayed his unreal ability to simply be better than the batters he faced. In his rookie year, Sasaki would finish with a 2.27 ERA, which, funnily enough, is thus far in 3 short years his worst career ERA he has ever posted. In Sasaki's second season, he would throw what many would call, and some will argue, to be one of the greatest perfect games of all time. On April 10th, 2022, the Marines hosted the Oryx Buffaloes, and Roki Sasaki decided that today would be the day to have maybe the greatest game of all time. Or maybe he just really hates the Oryx Buffaloes. Anyways, putting the conspiracy theories to the side, he started the game with 2 groundouts, and then Sasaki realized that striking out batters is a lot more fun for pitchers, so he decided to strike out the third batter, who goes by the name of Masataka Yoshida, which is kinda like an Easter egg for us baseball fans. Moving on to the second inning, Sasaki went out there and struck out the side. Moving on to the third inning, Sasaki went out there and struck out the side. Moving on to the fourth inning, Sasaki went out there and struck out the side, striking out 10 straight batters, which is absolutely unbelievable and almost unheard of in today's game. But that wasn't good enough, so Sasaki went back out there once more for the fifth inning and struck out the side, which would actually give him the all-time baseball record of 13 consecutive strikeouts.
That's mad.
But we're not done yet. Coming out for the 6th inning, Sasaki decided once more... No, I'm just playing. From the 6th inning on, Sasaki decided to just throw it in cruise control and glide it through the rest of the game.
One question I want to ask Gabriel is, how competitive would like a Japanese baseball team be in the MLB? Would they get blown away? Would they hold their own? I know Japan won the World Baseball Classic, but I'm assuming a lot of those players play in the MLB as opposed to the Japanese league, but I have no idea. Please let me know down in the comments because I'd like to know.
Throwing 105 pitches, totaling 19 strikeouts, and winning 6-0. Sasaki's official game score, which is a method of calculating individual pitching performances, sits at a 106, which is the highest of all time, passing Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game by 1 point. And I really don't know what happened this week for Sasaki, because he went out in his next start and pitched 8 perfect innings once again before being pulled out of the game by his manager ahead of the 9th inning. His eyes were now set on showing the world his talents, and subsequently leaving all fans dreaming of having such a powerhouse on their pitching staff of their favorite team.
My man's playing
and of
MLB
course,
the
if
show
you
on
watch the
rookie mode,
2023 WBC tournament, you will know exactly what I am talking about. Pitching alongside superstars like Yu Darvish and that random high schooler Shohei Ohtani, Sasaki still found a way to be a main talking point and let his game thrust him into the forefront of the public eye. On March 11th, 2023, Roki Sasaki would take the mound for his first ever WBC start against the Czech Republic. This game not only signified the beginning of something magical for Sasaki, but for him personally, this game fell on the 11-year anniversary of the tsunami that killed his grandparents and father. Playing with not only his heart on his sleeve and thoughts on his mind, Sasaki would go on to pitch 3.2 innings, but tallied 8 strikeouts in the 11 batters he faced, giving up 0 runs and just 1 hit. Sasaki's next start came in the penultimate round for Team Japan against Team Mexico. Here Sasaki had one of his weaker starts, giving up 3 runs, all of which came off a 401-foot shot by Luis Urias, and going just 4 innings, but I say that nicely, as that stat line is good or even great for maybe 90% of pitchers in baseball. His 3 runs and 4 innings pitched allowed for Japan to stay within striking distance of Team Mexico, and of course they did, as Japan would go on to walk off this game 6-5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Team Mexico player and current Milwaukee Brewer, Rowdy Tellez, even said in an interview with Justin Verlander's little brother that he truly believes at the age of 21, Roki Sasaki would be an ace for about 25 teams in Major League Baseball. And it's absolutely no surprise whatsoever that Team Japan would actually go on to win against Team USA in the championship, as they had an absolutely unreal roster from top to bottom. And they had hidden
This was iconic, man. This Ohtani Trout moment.
gems like a 21-year-old pitcher in Roki Sasaki that most people, including myself, didn't really know his full story yet. And you're probably thinking to yourself right now, well, why isn't he on an MLB roster yet?
I'm
And the
asking you,
simplest
mate.
way to answer that question is because he can't be right now. He must wait until the
Too young.
2027 season until he can be posted. And
Sorry, when 2027? Sorry, I've talked too much, I know.
why isn't he on an MLB roster yet? And the simplest way to answer that question is because he can't be right now. He must wait until the 2027 season
2027, man. Why are we watching this video?
Until he can be posted and pick the team he'd like to play for or sign with. And I implore everyone watching this video to remember the name or learn the name of Roki Sasaki, because he will come to the United States, he will play Major League Baseball, and he will not only be one of the best pitchers, but he has the chance to be the best pitcher in our league. Sasaki at this moment has a wicked 3-pitch mix consisting of a fastball that averages 100 mile per hour but gets up to 102 at times, a 88 mile per hour slider, and a 91 mile per hour splitter to confuse the batters even further. And I'll put up right now his fastball velocities against Team Mexico via StatCast data, and just looking at this, he almost reminds me of DeGrom with how he constantly can throw that 100 mile per hour fastball. And in that one game during the WBC that we got with StatCast data, it was able to be recorded that Sasaki is just the 5th pitcher on record with 26 fastballs clocked in at 100 plus miles per hour in a single game. To round up the pitches and not get too nerdy with it, Sasaki's splitter is absolutely unreal. With 29 inches of vertical drop, it absolutely evaporates itself from the batter's eye, leaving hitters both confused and frustrated. And of course, his slowest pitch, the slider, like any good major league.
Is this just like stock footage, or is this actually his pitching? Because it's pretty cool if it is actually his pitching.
Slider has elite movement and confuses the batter even further. And things like that are why Roki Sasaki has a current career 1.94 ERA. And I really want to hammer home the idea that the 1.94 career ERA is absolutely unreal in 3 years of play for the 21-year-old. Like, that's not normal. People aren't doing that anymore. But yet, Roki Sasaki is, and he's doing it effortlessly. And that is a concern. A concern because when he joins the major leagues, if he's not on your team, you're not going to want to face him. But hey, if you're lucky enough and he joins your major league squad, be thankful, because I truly believe that Roki Sasaki will eventually wind up breaking baseball as we know it. And if he does, and you do somehow remember this video down the line, don't be too surprised, and I'll even use this video as an I told you so.
So I don't really understand why he has to wait till 2027, so someone please explain that as well. I think it's I'm assuming it's because he's got like a contract with the Japanese league as opposed to the team, because it's like a rookie contract, it'd be like a 5-year deal, won't it, or something like that. So he can go to other teams in Japan, but maybe not leave the league during that period of time because he was drafted into it. That's what I assume it is, but I don't actually know. You guys let me know if you've heard of this kid. I'm sure most of you saw him in the World Baseball Classic. You know more about me than baseball, so you probably do know who he is, but are you excited for him? Is there no way we can get him over in the MLB before 2027? Come on, what's going on? I enjoyed the video though, nonetheless. I hope you guys also did. Let me know if there's any other young prospects that I should check out. And I'll see you for the next video. Take it easy. Peace.